Good morning, everyone. We are back, and I have a different type of grant today. This one is actually a global opportunity. And I know I've had a lot of questions about, well, I'm not in the US, and then sometimes I'll do US and Canada. This one, it does not matter where you are located in the world, you can be potentially eligible for this opportunity. But before I go into the grant, like the video if you get anything of value, beginning, middle, end. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. Please share this because although this grant might not be a good fit for you and your business, there are other people out there where this might be the perfect opportunity for them. Leave me a comment. I am going to be checking the comments while I am currently on this live. And then, as I've mentioned before, I have started a Patreon. Now, how the Patreon works, it is a monthly subscription, which supports the channel, which allows me to continue to put out free content. But then more importantly, it allows you access to grants that I don't have the time to do a walkthrough for, or some grants, it is more difficult to do a walkthrough. For example, we had the conversation about nonprofits. It is very difficult to do a walkthrough for a nonprofit because I don't have a lot of the pre-requirements even to get inside of the grant. For example, I don't have a SAMS account. I don't need a SAMS account because I'm not a nonprofit, or I don't have a federal EIN. So I can't get through part one to really go through that grant, but I'm able to post at least the links inside of my Patreon. I would say if I had to guess, there's nearly $5 million worth of grants currently inside of that Patreon, which is connected to the Discord. There are 3 different tiers. Essentially, it's, the quicker you get in, the cheaper it is for you, but you can cancel at any time. So it's not a, bait and switch. You sign up and then you're going into this circular conversation trying to get out of this subscription. But as I've said before, this is a business expense. So you pay for it, you do your taxes, you put it down as a business expense. The prices are $10 for the first tier. That tier, there's actually one spot that opens. So there's one $10 spot left. Then it's $15 and then $20 is going to be the final amount. Also, we have conversations in there. I post about seminars. I post different books. I just recently posted a certification that's actually free for individuals to get. So there's a lot of content in there aside from just the grant information. So quickly, what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to put the link to the Patreon inside of the chat. So I'm doing like this dual thing in order for me to be able to see the chat plus have this live video. So let me put it in the chat first, and then it'll be in the description box below. And some individuals have had difficulty. If you're on your mobile phone, there is a caret, which will be to the right. You click the caret, the drop down, and then you'll see everything. Also, there's a small business grant playlist on the channel. So when you go to my channel, you're on the channel now, so you're on the channel. Go and look for small business grant playlist. Again, at the top, there's going to be different headers, and one of the options is playlist. So click on that, and there's actually 3 other grants that don't expire, I believe, until May. Another housekeeping thing. I get questions, but they're on various different videos. Even if you have questions inside of the Discord, I'm not going to remember the deadlines for any of the grants that I've posted unless it's a newer video. Like today, I'll remember until probably a week from now, the deadline, because I am constantly posting grants inside of that Discord as well. I always put the grant deadline inside of the video. So just watch, and it's at the beginning. So go to the beginning of whatever video you're asking me about. Listen to it, and then you'll know the deadline. And you'll also know if it's a for-profit or nonprofit, because if it's a nonprofit grant, that is always in the title. So if nonprofit is not in the title, that grant is not for a nonprofit. So I hope that, solves some of the questions, or I'm going to say the repetitive questions that I get. Of course, if there's a new question I've never had, then it hasn't been answered. But I want to share my screen quickly and just show you all a little bit of what's inside of the Discord, which I'll go fairly quickly. And then also, if you were a part of the Discord last week, Walmart, they were looking for individuals that wanted to have their products on their shelves. That opportunity closed last Friday. So again, that's another reason why I say I think it's a great opportunity. If you have a Netflix account and you're paying that monthly in hopes that it's going to be some shows that you're interested in. And I will like to add, every grant is not going to be applicable to your business. So please, please, please do not join the Patreon. Do not join the Discord with the expectation that, there's $3 million, $5 million, $10 million worth of grants. Your business might be eligible for $500,000 worth of those grants. And then that doesn't guarantee that you're then going to get those grants. Also, I completely forgot. I am finally offering consultations. I will put a link to my website in the description box as well. So if you would like to have a one-on-one session with me, that is now going to be an opportunity, because I do have individuals asking for that service. But as I said, I wanted to make sure that I was in a space and that I would be able to have the capacity to sit with whomever decides to have a consultation with me, and that you get full value out of that. So quickly, so if you are a member of the Discord, and if you're not, but I know if you're a member, I've had questions regarding the different channels. So once you go inside of the Discord, there's going to be these different channels. So you're going to have general, for-profit, nonprofit, state-specific. We're currently on the YouTube channel. And then if there's any international global grants, which today's grant would be a part of this channel. So in the general channel, it's just general conversations, certifications, different things. If you have questions, there's attachments for different books that's business related. We have our for-profit grants here. And then this is the Walmart grant that I was talking about, where this was for the 2022 year. You'll have to wait until next year for that. But this opportunity was in there if you wanted to be a supplier for Walmart, meaning that you had some type of product. They had that open up application that closed on last Friday, but that was inside of here. Nonprofits, we have different grants in there for nonprofits, and then state specific individuals can ask, in the general channel for different grants. And then I'll try and see what I have for those channels. We've already discussed the YouTubes, and then the international grants. Like I said, I did put the link for the Patreon, and then you'll have to connect your Discord, which there is a video in there to let you know how to do that as well. Now that we got all of that out of the way, this grant is probably going to be the quickest grant that I've ever had to speak about. Number one, there's not a lot of information regarding the amount of money. So they don't ever disclose how much money they're going to provide to the entrepreneurs. What I will tell you is the deadline is May the 11th. They're looking for individuals that are in art, music, fashion, and film that are either in the NFT space, or they are looking to pivot and add NFTs to their business. The bonus about this, like I said, is a global opportunity, and they're putting together a cohort. Within this cohort, you're going to get some of the creme de la creme of mentors that's associated with NFTs in an effort to grow and expand your business. Now, don't shut yourself off if you think, well, NFTs, I don't know what that is. I'm not interested in that. I don't understand why people pay for it. It's imaginary. It's not real. I remember, and this probably would have had to be over a year ago. So I'm talking about the fashion industry. So you're probably thinking, I'm not an artist. I don't draw. I don't do any of these things. How can I, get inside of this virtual space? A young lady, she put on a virtual fashion show. And when I say virtual, I don't mean you're on Zoom and it's real people. These were digitized models, etc. And when I say her fashion show went viral, if you've seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about. Things like that, where it can be then digitized NFTs of just her fashion designs. So if you are somebody that designs, I don't know, dresses, I know I've seen a lot of, dress designers, because it's currently prom season, create an NFT of a one-of-a-kind prom dress. Somebody that's in the luxury dress industry, they're going to be interested in that. And sometimes you just have to do what is scary for you in order to get to where you're trying to go, because there's a consumer for just about anything. Some of the things that people purchase, in my mind, I'm thinking, surely they pay how much for that? Because it doesn't interest me. However, it's their interest, so they're going to pay for it. So I definitely recommend, even if this is something that you haven't thought about, the deadline is May 11th, so you have plenty of time to do some research, decide if that's a good pivot for your business, or if it's something that you're interested in. The grant is actually sponsored by Visa. It's their creator program. So let me share my screen again, and then we'll look at, the application is so simple. So I think literally what they're going to do is look at individuals who might be interested, and then they're going to reach out. I'm going to assume there's a second phase. I went all over Visa's website. I went all over this website. I could not find the terms in order for me to really get into what they're looking for. But I feel like right now, they're just looking to see who's interested, what sounds like something that will be a good partnership for them. And from there, they're going to invite people to interview. I cannot foresee them picking someone based off of just this application. But they could, because they are going to ask for a link to your portfolio, whatever your portfolio is, and that might assist them with making a determination. 18 years of older, you're going to put your name, your business email, company name, city, and then your country. Like I said, is global. So wherever you are located, there are no restrictions on that. So this is a beautiful opportunity. If you have a website, hopefully you do. If you don't, you could probably quickly get that, together. Your email address, and then a link to your portfolio. Please make sure that it is a link, because they can't do PDFs or any other types of attachments. So if you need to do maybe a Google Drive, I'm not sure of other, possibly YouTube. Right? So if you do a YouTube video where there's still photos of your portfolio, possibly, but if you're an artist, you probably know way more platforms than I know to create a link to the work. And then what medium do you work in? So visual art, moving pictures or animation, photography, music, etc. So if there's an other that they haven't thought about, I always tell people the worst thing that can happen is that you don't get the opportunity. So do not close any doors on yourself because you're thinking this isn't what they're looking for. But sometimes they don't even know what they're looking for until you communicate to them, hey, have you thought about this? And then you become that creative that they didn't even know that they needed. Tell us about the background and your inspiration as a digital first artist. So this is where you sell yourself. We talked about it before. You should have some type of pitch, but I think here is when you're pouring your heart out to say, what has motivated me? Why did I decide that I want to go into this world of NFTs or any type of digital work? So what made you want to become a photographer? What made you want to get into the film industry? What is it about that? And it could just be, from artists, it's just releasing some type of creativeness into the world, right? So just thinking through what has inspired you or what will inspire you to move forward. Remember, connecting it some way with NFT. And you do not have to be in that space now. It could be something that's part of your marketing plan, part of your business plan that you're working your way up to. And this is going to be that opportunity that catapults you or pushes you to where you're trying to get to. Crypto expertise. How did you get into crypto? And how this impacted your creative vision, if possible. They're not saying that you have to be inside of the crypto world. And if you're not, maybe you've investigated and you've researched and you're trying to think, how can this mesh with your business? That's a conversation that you can put here as well and say, right now you're still doing a lot of background research and trying to figure out how this will work with your business. It's intriguing to you because of X, Y, and Z. You've worked with individuals and you've seen how it has propelled their business, and you're trying to make sure that it's a great fit. So you could just tell them that you're in your investigative phase if you're not there, if you truly are investigating this. Or it could be, I've thought about the NFT world and how I can get more involved in that, etc. However, this opportunity is making me really take it more seriously. And then here, have you created any NFTs? And then how you've incorporated it or plan, right? Doesn't say you have to do it. Plan to incorporate it into your creative strategy. It could just be you have been playing around with NFTs privately. You haven't published any, you haven't sold any, you haven't attempted to sell any. You're just trying to hone in and master that craft. And you're testing the market, possibly. That's your next step. But right now, you could just be researching the market to see what is it that people are interested in? What is selling? Why are these things selling? Because you want to make sure whenever you launch that you're launching to a market, your target market. So of course, as we've discussed, learning what is your target market, and now you're in a position to launch. Or again, you could still be in that discovery phase, whereas you're not fully ready to launch, and that's okay. But again, they said plan to incorporate, not that you have actually incorporated. They're asking, when they say, are you incorporated as a business? They're wanting to know LLC, corporation, etc. And then how many years have you been in business? The type of business, again, sole proprietor. Some states, most don't recognize sole proprietor as a separate legal entity, partnership, corporation. S Corp is going to be your tax designation. LLC, other, because now you have the Series 3 LLCs. There's different types of LLCs out there that you can have. The size of your business, is it just you? And again, I didn't see any restrictions on you had to have so many employees, etc. So if it's just you and your business, I think it's okay, because that has not been listed anywhere. And then your social media reach. Now, when you're thinking about reach, don't just look at, Instagram. Combine all of your platforms to see that you could have over 50,000 if you have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and some other stuff that I'm probably not aware of. So make sure that you're adding all of those numbers together and not just saying, well, I have 20,000 on Instagram, so I'm going to just give them that. No, give them all of them, because that reach is probably going to be important for whatever decision they're making. And then what does your audience look like? So these are your demographics, which we've talked about before, and demographics is part of your target market. And these are things that you should know, right? Because if your target market or if your demographics are teenagers, you shouldn't be marketing things that typically people in their mid-30s would be interested in. So that actually helps you with marketing, and it will help you decide, what type of NFTs would this group purchase? And then how familiar are you with NFTs? Please be honest. If you are a beginner, don't tell these people you're an expert, because like I said, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a second round and there's going to be interviews and there's going to be questions. And if you tell them that you're an expert, you're going to get on a conversation with them or the call and have a conversation with them. And they're going to be having a conversation with you like you're an expert and that you know exactly what they're talking about. And again, they said that you plan to, not that you are. So they're not expecting everyone to be an expert. And typically when there are cohorts, they have a mixture of beginners, intermediate, experts, because they want that difference of thought and they want the group to be able to learn something from each other. Because when you're a beginner, you're so open, right? You're a sponge because you're trying to soak up everything. Versus when you're an expert, sometimes you forget that you need to be a teacher and a learner at all times, right? When they say teacher and a learner, you're going to teach the beginners, but there's going to be something you can learn from that beginner person because they're analyzing and researching and learning consistently, when you might feel like, I got it, I don't need to learn anything new. And then, are there any outstanding or current commitments that will prevent you from entering into an exclusive relationship with Visa? So this is for the individuals that's probably already in the space. You're under some type of contractual obligation, whether it's as a content creator. For example, let's say I had a contract with Discover Card, which I don't. Maybe one day I will. That would be a conflict of interest for me to then go into a contractual relationship with Visa, because that's going to be one of their competitors. So again, if you even think there's a possibility of a conflict, say yes. And I'm assuming there's going to be a box. Here we go. In this box, you can say, you know, I don't think that this is a conflict. However, for full transparency and to make sure, right, that you are all on the same page, you have this contractual relationship with this company. You've read the contract multiple times. You don't think it is an issue, but you don't want the non-disclosure of this agreement to potentially affect you from moving forward. Because what you don't want is you move forward, then you start having a conversation. They're like, okay, you said no on the application. How could you have not known as a business owner? Because even if you don't know, you get your lawyer, and your lawyer should be able to look at that and let you know if there's a conflict. And then here, you're just saying that you read their privacy notice and that you're going to opt in. This is saying that I agree to you want to stay up to date on new technology, payment insights, etc. So essentially, you're going to sign up for Visa's mailing list. You're not obligated to do it. As I've always said, I have an email that is specifically set up for these types of opportunities where I'll sign up on their email list. Why? Because sometimes they send special opportunities, things that are not publicly disclosed to their email subscribers only. And then if you start getting the stuff and you don't like it, unsubscribe. But I definitely say subscribe. Then from there, you just submit the application. But like I said, it's a global opportunity. I have no idea how much money, cash that you're going to get. But I think regardless of the cash opportunity, being able to network with a global company such as Visa, and whomever the experts are that they're going to have in the room, trust and believe, they're going to be high caliber mentors. So you definitely want to be in the room. And then you're going to be able to network with other people that are in this specific space. And who knows, collaboration, and then propel your business. If you got anything of value from this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, share with people that you think might be interested in it. But other than that, I really don't have anything further for this video. But until next time, let me know if there's anything else you would like for me to cover. And thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for spending time with me today. Enjoy the rest of your day.